Warm welcome to today's video. I have an amazing technique for you to share whenever self-doubt, negative thoughts hit you, or when relatives or other people make not so nice remarks about you not being pregnant yet. So, all you need is something where you can write it down, and you need a red and a green pen. Now, actually, for recording purposes, I put on some nice music in the background and something pleasant. But usually, when I do this, I have headphones on, and depending on what resonates, I listen to soft music or a little bit more aggressive, whatever fits. So, here is what you want to do. So, as an example, let's say the thought hits you with, if I don't get pregnant, I am a disappointment for everybody. You write the negative thought with your red pen, and then with your green pen, you want to erase the power and weight this sentence, this belief, this thought carries. And in order to do that, you want to write something to take its power away that is even longer and valid, and this validates it. So for example, with, if I don't get pregnant, I am a disappointment for everybody. Then becomes, the people who really love me, see me, and love me for who I am, they love me for me. I am a valuable component to everyone in my life. I am being appreciated and loved for me and only me. And getting pregnant or having a baby does not define me. And the ones who do define me for that don't matter, because they don't love me for me. And I now only choose to care about the ones who love me for me. See? Now, before that, the if I don't get pregnant, I'm a disappointment for everybody carried a lot of weight. But now, with actually looking for reasons why it is untrue and what's the truth of it, I mean, of course, the people who love you, you're not going to be a disappointment to them because they really love you for you. And they are happy that you are in their life, and they would never view you as a disappointment because they appreciate and love you. And it's those people, relatives, friends, whoever, who makes you feel like you're a disappointment because you don't have a child yet. Yeah, I mean, they really don't matter. Simple as that. Then, for example, another thought that often comes across that I've noticed in women who are trying to get pregnant and it hasn't worked yet is that maybe God hates me and tries to punish me for what I did back then when XYZ situation happened. So sometimes when a woman can't get pregnant, in her mind, there is this tendency to think, oh, maybe I'm getting punished because I did something bad this and then, or because I did something that was against what I want right now when I was much younger. But in order to take the power of this thought away, know that you are not being punished by God or any other higher force, because in its essence, God is pure love. You know the saying, only God can judge me? Well, God knows you. He can see in your heart. So He can see in your heart that your intentions are true, and that back then, whatever happened, you didn't do it on purpose, and you only did it because you didn't know any better. Because if you would have known better, you would have done better. So know that you have already been forgiven. But you need to Remind yourself that your past does not define you. That's an amazing affirmation to work with. My past does not define me. My mistakes have already been forgiven, and now I choose to forgive myself for being so hard on myself. And there is a timing for everything, and just because you're not pregnant yet, it doesn't mean you never will get pregnant. Look at all the seasons: spring, summer, we have autumn, we have winter. And as we all know, winter doesn't seem like a fertile time, right? Because it's dark, it's cold, nothing blooms. But nature is preparing in winter for spring. So underneath the earth, underneath the surface, during winter, everything is preparing for spring and to become fertile again. So right now, because you aren't pregnant yet, you are in that becoming fertile phase. You are building your fertility right now, so that when your spring, your time comes to get pregnant, you are going to get pregnant. And there is a season for everything and everyone, and there is a season for you. Just as, if you look at it in a broader perspective, as a little girl, you're in an infertile phase. Then you enter womanhood when you're getting your period and you're in a fertile phase. And then you're entering with menopause, an infertile phase, so to say, again. And each month during your cycle, there is this game and this play of the two components of fertile and infertile phase: ovulation, menstruation. It's completely natural that there is this balance of both. So just because you aren't pregnant yet doesn't mean you never will. You're gonna get pregnant at the right time for you, the baby, and everyone, of course your partner too, involved. So for example, this one actually filled almost 2 pages because I'm collecting all of the things that I hear women say and that are coming through the consultations that I get, so that I can put them together in a more broader ebook or book, so that you have a very valuable tool at hand whenever those negative thoughts hit. And another component is, for example, with statements that other people might say to you that will have you triggered because they're just simply not thoughtful and rude. Now, what you sometimes hear quite a lot, even as a woman when you're not really trying to get pregnant yet, or you're not even having a partner, is the following, mostly from elder generations. And it's, hurry up, you aren't getting any younger. Now, there are multiple things you could say to that. So if it's being said in a very mean way, you have all the right to say and to curse a little bit. For example, respectfully, I did not ask for your opinion. Or you can make them conscious of what they just said to you right now. You could say, do you realize what you just said? That wasn't very thoughtful. Or you can throw it back because they aren't getting any younger either. So, hey, you aren't getting any younger either. You have the option to ignore this statement, or you could say, honestly, this is not helping me right now and actually hurt me. Because it's true. Or, to be honest, I'm at a very vulnerable state right now, and you saying that doesn't make it any easier for me. Please be more thoughtful of what you say, because I feel very vulnerable right now because this is my biggest heart wish. I want to get pregnant, I want to have a baby, and because it's not happening right now, it already makes me sad. And you saying that is like you're hitting with a knife right through an already bleeding wound. Because sometimes some people really don't know, they're just saying it and they think it's funny or appropriate or actually whatever. So this would be a more softer approach to the statement. Or you could throw it back with a question. For example, hey, put yourself in my shoes. How would you feel if I would say this to you? When you're trying to get pregnant, you want to have a baby, and I look at you and I say, hurry up, you aren't getting any younger either. How would you feel? And that's the moment when usually it then makes click. Now, I know this is like fertility and pregnant related, but you can use this method for whatever thought, whatever statements that you hear. Yeah, for all of that, you can use this. And it's going to help you to feel more peace and more calmness within and more in control and in charge of negative thoughts and negative statements that are being said to you. And there is really no shame in doing this, because this is so helpful and everybody runs across this. And it takes stamina, spiritual stamina. It really takes good confidence to be able to let these statements and things not too close. Because especially if it's coming from people we like or value or that have a meaning to us, it can penetrate through our confidence and get to our wound. And in order that this wound stops bleeding and you feel more in charge and more powerful, therefore, it is an amazing technique. Let me know in the comments what you think and if you've tried it. And I wish you a blessed day and talk to you soon.